Hey guys, Teach here. Hope you all had a cracking Christmas, but we all know the best thing about Boxing Day, and that is football. Well, more football. All the football we can take. So welcome back to the Fergie way as we're heading into episode 6. I'll see you on the other side. So it's been almost a month, guys, since the last episode. I mean month in game time, not in real time. And one thing that did happen was a lot of injuries. Now, nothing long lasting, nothing too bad. Luke Shaw did pick up a 3-weeker yet again. That's the second time this season he's had a 3-week injury. But yeah, just lots of little injuries. You can see here Twin Darby's out, Ashley Young's out, Luke Shaw's out. I also know that Phil Jones was out for a short period of time. We also had a couple of little niggles where people were out for just 3 or 4 days. But yeah, just one of those moments in FM where you're just full of injuries. In other news, since our other live Cameron Bothwick-Jackson did come second in the Young Player of the Month in the Championship, running an average rating at the time of 7.35. We'll just take a quick gander at him, see how he's getting on now. We'll look at his average rating. So it's gone up slightly, 7.37, which is great for us. I do plan on using Bothwick-Jackson when he comes back. Push Luke Shaw out on the left there, pushing for his position. I've got Daley Blind currently, but Daley's very much a utility man, can play right across the back. So it'll be great to get the youngster back at the club and hopefully vie for a place. Also in the monthly awards, Zlatan Ibrahimovic picking up Player of the Month in the Premier League. 3 appearances, 6 goals, average rating of 9.2. He was always going to win it. Great thing as well is, in third place there you can see Martial with an average rating of 8.63 and 4 goals. Needless to say, what this did do for Martial was Young Player of the Month. And also Hector Bellerin in behind him, as you know him scouting. I'll be honest, the scout's coming back showing, I think it's 3.5 stars and no more potential in him. I'm not sure I believe it. I'm going to keep scouting him. Don't think I'll be able to buy him, but hey, Martial, Young Player of the Month, fantastic for United Strike Force. Second month on the run for Cantona as well, Manager of the Month, showing great signs. Manager points at 300. Needless to say, Wenger's matched him yet again. Both Wenger and Sean Dyche matched him in the previous month. But yeah, it's good to see that we're being rewarded for the hard work that we're putting in, and long may it continue. I don't think it will. I think Wenger's men are doing very well, and that Arsenal game, when it comes about, is going to be an absolute belter. Now, I don't know if there was some sort of dressing room revolt, but in other news as well this month was I had no fewer than 4 players come to me complaining about not getting first team games. Some of them warranted, and some of it I didn't really feel so. So, as expected, I said 4. Jesus, it was 5. 5, and 2 of them were always going to happen. First one being Wayne Rooney. Basically told him, look, Zlatan's in the team. You're pale in comparison. You're going to have to buck up your ideas. He took it on the chin. In fact, every player took everything I had to say on the chin. No one had a strop and wanted to leave. The other players in saying so was Juan Mata, who I was a little bit surprised about, because I have tried to fit Mata in where possible. He has played Premier League games. He's played some of the lower league games also. But, obviously, the guy's quality. He's going to want to be playing every week, and I understand that. But I really, really want to stick to this 4-4-2, and it does put him out of the game, unfortunately. I will try and fit him in, though, do a bit more swapping around with him and Mkhitaryan, play him a lot more on the right there, and I'm sure I can make him a happy little Spaniard. Another surprise was Valencia. I have used Valencia quite a bit, or I felt I'd used him quite a bit. I did say to him he will get more game time, because he will. I don't want to be playing Darmian constantly. He will get towards the end of the season. If we're still running in the Europa, the FA Cup, we have so many games, he's going to be very tired, and I don't want to be using Valencia, having him only have a few games under his belt from the previous few months of the game. And the last one, again, a surprise for me, was Schweinsteiger. Now, I've tried to fit Schweinsteiger in where possible. However, he has only had 5 starts. Now, we're on the 20th of October at the minute, so we're well in there. And I think that maybe I've had tunnel vision, because I was going out of my way to play him. It's evident that I wasn't, and a lot of his game time has come from off the bench, and they don't really recognise that, the players. They want to be starting games, want to be in there from the beginning. So I very much will be using a lot more of Schweinsteiger. I mean, although the physicals are dying off, of course, at his age, those technicals and those mentals are bloody fantastic. And for that reason, he does deserve to be in the park. One of my concerns with our 4-4-2 formation is with us only having two men in the middle. I want the two men in the middle to have vision. I want them to be able to pass well. I want them to be able to position themselves great on the pitch, and above all, have teamwork. I don't want to be playing two men in the middle and playing anyone in there who I feel is inferior, not looking at anyone Marwan. So yeah, that's my view on Schweinsteiger. He will be getting more game time. Obviously, via my comment, Fellaini won't be. However, he's not come to me moaning about it just yet. But when he does, he'll be say, there's the door. Make sure it doesn't hit your ass on the way out. So guys, since you were last here, which was the game where we demolished Spurs at Old Trafford, we did have 3 games to go and play, so we'll go into them one by one. I know you can see the score lines in front of you there, but we will just go and have a quick nosy. So the game against Rapid Wien, needless to say, again, I was playing the likes of Twin Derby. This is the game where he picked up his injury. I was trying to play as many youngsters as well as fringe players, although they're very good quality players who I class as fringe players in my current squad. So the likes of Wayne Rooney, unfortunately, is one of them, but bringing in the likes of Timothy Fosu-Mensah, making sure Daley Blind's getting game time, because he is a player I don't want to lose, so I do ensure that I can play Blind where possible. However, Luke Shaw picking up these injuries, it's great for Blind. He's going to get lots of game time looking at it. And yeah, so we ran out 4-1 winners. We were playing at home. It was an expected win. Obviously the glorious thing about it all being Marcus Rashford getting a first half hat-trick, and a good hat-trick it was as well. It weren't very easy taking goals. 2 of his goals in particular were from good distance. So yeah, 22 shots on goal, 12 of them coming on target. A very, very happy result for Man United. Now the second game against Middlesbrough, yeah, I really don't know. I mean, first of all, before we look at any goal scores or anything, you take a look at the bottom of the screen. We were bossing the game. We had more possession. They were not getting many shots off. Their shots on target were feeble. I mean, any of the shots that I've seen on the highlights, there was nothing worth a mention. With 10 minutes to go, it's at that point, or 15 minutes to go, as we can see here, 15 minutes to go, I brought on Bastian Schweinsteiger, took off Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who wasn't having the best game of his career, it's got to be said, and tried to close out the game, put Schweinsteiger in a deep line playmaker defend role behind the central midfielders, and then at that point I dropped Herrera had already gone off for memory. It was Morgan Schneiderlin, and we had a ball-winning midfielder in Morgan Schneiderlin and a box-to-box midfielder in Paul Pogba. Just looking to close out the game with the last 15 minutes and the last kick of the game. I'm telling you, the last kick of the game, Adama Traore pops up with a moment of brilliance in what was otherwise a very, very dull Middlesbrough performance, and snatched a point. We're not going to win every game. I don't want to win every game. It would be a very dull and uninteresting save if I was winning every game. It was just slightly disappointing in the fact that I'd looked at the stats to see what was happening, seen they weren't doing anything, made tactical changes to ensure the result, and ended up with egg on my face. So yeah, Teach messed up. 1-1 draw, dropped 2 points. It's put Arsenal ahead of us in the league, and there's not a right lot more we can say about that. So while Arsene was still busy rubbing his hands together over the drop points at Middlesbrough, we did have Stoke come up the motorway to Old Trafford, and once again a resounding 4-0 victory. Now check out the yellow card, and there is a reason. So it's widely known that Stoke are very much a bully team. They have great players now, but certainly in the past have never really had the greatest of squads, and the way that they play their game has always been to exert themselves around the field. So going into this game, as well as asking the crazy man with the big beard, Roy Keane, who to sort of hard tackle, I'd already made the decision that I was basically going to hard tackle practically almost all of the team in a bid to try and combat them, knowing that they would basically come to Old Trafford and kick us. Now, it did result in no fewer than 10 yellow cards, 5 for each team. I knew it was coming, and I was keeping a very, very keen eye on who was getting booked and who was chucking tackles about via the stats screen. It played in our favour. I think we maybe scared them off a little bit. And hat-trick from Martial, Juan Mata scoring a goal from off the wing, keeping us up there with Arsenal, who themselves were also sort of still right up on the points. And so the gap stays at 2 points at the top of the league. We will take a quick glance. There we have it then as it stands. Arsenal at the top of the league, 2 points clear. We've got a slightly better goal difference. However, I am pretty sure Arsenal still are yet to concede, which is a touch worrying. But Anthony Martial's hat-trick pushes him up to the top of the goal scorer leaderboards. No surprise that Giroud sat below him. And once again, Marmaduke still sat on 8 goals. In both the average ratings and the assists, it's all red. The way it should be. Nothing more to say. Take a look at them stats. And Zlatan gaining another player of the match, keeping him at the top of the player of the match board. In other news, Liverpool have managed to pick up another win. That's 2 in 8. Okay, just put that in there. There we go. In this episode, we're travelling to Moscow. So the press are, needless to say, putting us as favourites, and pretty much a given against the Spartak Moscow team. However, I don't think it's going to be as easy as the press believe it will be. That's for sure, going all the way to Russia and playing out in there. So we'll take a look at the teams. So we do line up in the defensive 4-4-2 that I did set out at the beginning of the season. It's the first time that we've used it. I thought it might be best going out to Russia and using, not second string. It's hard to call the team I play with second string, but nonetheless, we've got Romero in the sticks. We've got Daley Blind in on the left back position. Mainly, once again, Luke Shaw. Daley Blind's actually been featuring quite a lot in the first team, but Luke Shaw's currently out injured. We have Marcos Rojo and Rashawn Williams sat as central defenders, with Antonio Valencia on the right. We have the returning Jesse Lingard, first start since the game earlier in the season, in which he scored in the first minute and a half, followed by an injury about 3 minutes later. We have Fosu Mensah playing box-to-box midfielder in a support role, with Schneidlin playing central midfield defensively, and Juan Mata out on the right. Up top, Wayne Rooney and Marcus Rashford, hopefully giving us enough firepower. They do link up well together, these pair, when they're together, but we'll see how it plays out. And now the Russian team, in which I'm probably going to murder a right load of names, but we'll see how we get on. We've got Rebrov in net, Kombarov left back, number 9 left back, get in there my son. Bachetti in centre back with Taski, Serdar, something or other. Makiv in the right back position, Romulo and Glushkov in central midfield, with Popov, Jano and Proms in the attack midfield roles behind the striker as a narrow formation, with Ziluis up top. So should be pretty good. I did want to play more youngsters, like Twinzabi's still injured, and a couple of my under 18-year-olds who I really wanted to try and use in Europe, but of course not registered, shafted. So we're going to the team talk, brought to us by Roy. I'm going to kick you keen, and only two this week. Only 2 people who seem to have wronged him in another walk of life. So we'll get on with the team talk, and I do want to tell them pick up where they left off, because I need to try and keep these guys motivated. They're running very much on very good, superb motivation at the moment, and we want to try and keep it that way. So we'll get them out there, continue on where you was. When Rooney plays, it's almost become a given now. I want to see a good performance from you. He gets motivated off that and a load of banknotes. So Schneidlin's given away an early free kick within 6 minutes, guys, and it's hit the bar. Cleared by Rashawn Williams. Not looking great from a stats point of view. We're now 9 minutes in, showing 28% possession. This formation may need to go. I think if I'm not seeing that getting more near 45 in the next 10 minutes, I will be changing it. We're hitting 41. As McKeeve now goes up the right hand side into Popov in the middle. Glushkov, Romulo, they're just getting so much of the ball. I mean, we've managed to get a attack on board, and there we go. The Russians have taken the lead through Quincy Proms. Quite a good finish, but yet tactically, I'm going to have to take a look. So we see on the replay here, it's Glushkov into Romulo. Popov just slips a ball in for Quincy Promes outside of the foot. Quite a good finish. Really annoyed that they're getting that much space just outside of our area. As I say, I'm going to take a look at the tactics now. So there we have it, guys. I have made a change. I've gone back to the diamond, which has failed us once this season. However, we're now chasing a game, and there's not much worse it can do. We're in Europa, so we've got room for it to go wrong. If it's going to go wrong, we can repair it this time there. But with this much time left in the game, I'm hoping to try and get something positive from it. The worst part of the change is I've had to sacrifice Lingard. He's only just back. It was his first start, 25 minutes in. I've had to grab him by the neck, pull him off the pitch. Schweinsteiger will be playing a deep line playmaker on defence, with Fosu Mensah playing a central midfielder in support. Mata back to his number 10 role, hoping maybe it can shine, maybe make me think twice about the flat 4-4-2, maybe introduce the diamond a bit more. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, let's go. What I'm hoping the formation change will have done will bring more attacking, and it has done. We're currently sat with 4 more shots than we had when we'd introduced it, so with a little bit of luck the guys will be able to push on, try and snatch a goal, at least pull a draw out. As Mata with a free kick, great save. It looks like it was destined for the top bag there. We're going to head into half time, 1-0 behind, give the lads a bit of a drubbing in the dressing room. So there we have it, guys. Aggressively, we're favourites here, we should be winning. Get your asses out there and sort it out. Rashawn Williams playing a 6.2. I don't want to annoy him too much, but the kid needs to understand that as well as getting your head patted when you're doing right, you're going to get your ass kicked when you're doing wrong. So I'm unhappy. Get out there, change the game. I do have some backups on the bench that I don't really want to have to use, but we will if we need to. So we're in the 51st minute, guys, now, and we're really clawing the possession back, running at 57% possession. We are getting up there with the shots and the shots on target. However, yet to see a highlight. So, changes. Rooney playing a 6.4. You know what that means? You are out of there, and that's the end of that chapter. So I'll make one sub for now. My other logical sub would probably be to pull Rashford out and put Martial in. However, I have got players on yellow cards all over the place. Give them a quick team talk where I'll demand more. This might push more tackles going in, but I want them to chase this game now. When there's 20 minutes left. Come on, United, come on. It's Rebrov, played out wide, it's picked up by Blind. It's Mensah now, on to Mata. Schweinsteiger at the back, up to Blind. Blind needs to bomb forward with it, but he's getting blocked, and he's had his pocket picked by Popov. This could end up being 2-0 as it's played into Pavlenko, and it's Popov again, and Blind steals it back. Fosu Mensah to Mata. Mata to Ibra. Ibra over the top. It's Rashford now. Rashford, no! Rashford, no! That was the opportunity, my friend. Right. Make a change. Rashford following your miss. We will bring on Martial. We'll confirm that. We will get the guys to move from control to attacking. We may as well try and take the point if we can. I'm not expecting any fireworks though, with only 2 minutes to go, and this might be the first defeat on a live comp. As Bichetti now, he's trying to hold on to the ball. They're trying to keep United away from it as best they can. They'll be happy with these 3 points, that's for sure. It's Popov. Yeah, this is heading right for the end now. As Fosu Mensah plays it back to Valencia. We needed to press forward. We've not done. And yeah, that's it, guys. The defeat has happened. One thing I'm beginning to realise is if I deviate from my 4-4-2, getting smacked. So yeah, players, I'm not happy. I don't really want to destroy your morale too much, but really you weren't good enough. We should be winning. Rashawn Williams played a 6.8 in the end, so his little talking to at half time did make him buck up his ideas a bit. But yeah, a loss, guys. What can we say? You know, it's good. You know, it's sometimes it's good to readjust on a loss. You know, trying to put a positive spin on it here, but it maybe will make me or make them realise that they need to play much better. It's probably a confidence thing from their point. They have been on a bit of a run all the way through. So yeah, what we will do then is the usual. Let's have a look at the schedule and see what we got coming up. If you're looking at the same schedule I am, I think it's pretty evident exactly what we'll be doing in the next episode. And better yet, I will run a 2-game episode in the next episode. So we will play Manchester City at home, massive game, but we will then have the visit from the Russians of Spartak Moscow to Old Trafford, and we will play them both. So once again, guys, thank you very much for coming to join me on the video today on this Boxing Day, if it's the day that you come to watch it, and if it wasn't, then hey, I'm glad you came to see it anyway. One thing I will say is the next episode is going to be fantastic, so I do hope you come back again. If you did enjoy the video, do hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. This series is going to be going on for quite a while yet. And other than that, thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.